Sirens, let's talk about something that still probably makes people a little uncomfortable. Therapy. Not crisis therapy, not rock bottom therapy, just choosing counseling, mental health support, and professional help before things fall apart.
You've reached the Secret Society's Unfiltered AF hotline. At the tone, please record your message.
Hey, Size, it's your girl, Secret Bryson, and the line is now open. This sacred circle is for anyone who is choosing growth from within. This is where we heal out loud and in color. So, I recently started therapy and I've already had 2 sessions so far. And to my surprise, I actually wish I hadn't booked my appointment 2 weeks apart because I would have loved to talk to her this week. But my relationship with counseling wasn't always this open. Growing up, therapy wasn't something we talked about. We prayed, we handled it, we pushed through, and strength looked like endurance. It did not look like sitting across the room from someone and unpacking your emotions. And in school, talking to the counselor didn't mean support, it meant you were in trouble, detention, or somebody thought you said too much. So, subconsciously, counseling became associated with punishment, not protection. There was also a period in my life where counseling was provided through the police. And that's another story for another day. But instead of it feeling like someone was there to help me, it felt like someone was just there to gather information. And it might have been okay until she literally slapped a recorder in my face and said it was gonna be private and it wouldn't be shared. But in that moment, my trust went out the window immediately. You can tell someone something is confidential and you can promise safety. But when someone who already feels vulnerable sees a recording device in a police adjacent environment, that doesn't feel very therapeutic. It felt procedural, like evidence. And when your first real exposure to counseling feels like surveillance instead of support, it plants something deep. It makes you feel guarded, it makes you feel skeptical. It makes you question whether therapy is actually there to heal you or to protect the systems around you. So, for a long time, even though I believed in growth and self awareness, professional therapy just didn't feel like the next step for me. I did the journaling, I did the spiritual work, the reflections, I had the hard conversations, and I did the shadow work too, and I thought that was enough. And to be fair, all of that helped, but here's what shifted. Nothing is falling apart right now. I'm not in crisis. I'm not spiraling. I'm not at rock bottom. And that is exactly why I decided to start therapy. I didn't want to wait until I was drowning to learn how to swim. I don't want to only seek mental health support when I'm overwhelmed. I want to be proactive with my mental health instead of reactive to damage. Therapy for me isn't about being broken, it's about being intentional. It's about saying, I want professional guidance while I'm building and not just repair when I collapse. I'm only 2 sessions in, but I'm already realizing that therapy is trained, neutral, and confidential space where someone helps you to untangle patterns you may not even realize you're repeating. And I think sometimes we avoid therapy because we don't want to be seen that clearly. We say we're self aware, we say we are healed, but there is a difference between self processing in isolation and being gently challenged in real time. Now, let's name another very real barrier to therapy: money. Therapy can be expensive, counseling can be expensive, mental health services are not always accessible, and that is a valid concern. But if cost is the only thing stopping you, I want you to know that there are options. Many therapists offer sliding scale rates based on income. Some community clinics provide low cost or free counseling services. Universities often have training clinics where supervised graduate students provide therapy at reduced rates. Some employers include mental health benefits in their insurance packages. There are also online therapy platforms that offer low pricing tiers or financial assistance. There is also group therapy, which is often more affordable than individual sessions. Some cities have nonprofit mental health organizations that are specifically created to serve communities that historically distrust or lack access to therapy. It may take research, but support isn't always as unreachable as it first seems. And I say that gently, not dismissing the financial reality, just challenging the idea that it's automatically impossible. Now, I want to challenge something deeper. When you hear the word therapy or counseling, what do you feel? Is it weakness? Is it embarrassment? Is it fear of being judged? Is it fear of someone knowing too much? Or maybe it's a cultural belief that we are supposed to handle our own problems. Where did that belief come from? Was it family, church, school, a bad experience, or maybe a system that just didn't feel safe? Sometimes we inherit a stigma that doesn't even belong to us. We carry narratives formed in survival environments and not healing ones. And if you've had a negative experience like I did, your hesitation makes sense. But one experience does not have to define your entire relationship with mental health support. So, before you even book a therapy session, here is a mini at home pre therapy check in you can try. Ask yourself, what am I currently carrying that I pretend doesn't affect me? What patterns do I keep repeating in relationships, work, or conflict? What emotion do I avoid feeling the most? What would I want a safe, confidential space help me to unpack? And maybe the biggest one, if I wasn't afraid of being judged, what would I finally say out loud? You don't have to answer that publicly, but answer it honestly for yourself. Therapy is not for crazy people. It's not snitching. It's not betrayal. It's not weakness. It is a tool for self awareness, emotional regulation, trauma processing, and proactive healing. I'm not in therapy because something is wrong with me. I'm in therapy because I want to evolve responsibly. I don't want unexamined wounds quietly steering my future. And I definitely don't want pride blocking my growth. Growth is uncomfortable. Being seen is uncomfortable. Saying I need help, it's vulnerable. But staying stuck because of stigma, fear, or ego is more expensive in the long run. If you've been white knuckling your healing journey alone, this might be your reminder that support doesn't mean you're weak. It makes you responsible, and responsibility is power. And if you're somewhere in between, curious, skeptical, resistant, that's okay too. This is not about forcing you into counseling. It's about examining how you feel about it. If this episode resonated with you, I would love for you to share your experience with therapy, counseling, or mental health support in the comments. What has it been like for you? What fears have you had? And What breakthroughs have you experienced? Like this episode, if it sparked something, share it with someone who's been thinking about therapy but maybe hasn't taken that step. Subscribe if you're committed to doing the inner work and not just talking about it. And as always, be you, be unshakable, and be unfiltered AF.